All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jillian Sabina. I'm the Director of Marketing here at GrowByData. And I have with me Prasanna Dhungel and Andrew Belsky, which I will let them introduce themselves in just a moment. So today we're going to be discussing with you a share of voice to drive holistic Google strategy and grow sales. Just a little bit of a background about us. We provide marketing intelligence to large brands and agencies to help them to grow and improve their e-commerce strategy and drive growth. So I'm going to let Prasanna and Andrew start now.
Thank you so much, Jillian, and welcome to the webinar. Let's see. This is Prasanna Dhungel. I am the co-founder and managing partner of GrowByData. I've worked in the data space for almost 2+ decades, and at GrowByData, I drive our product and go-to-market for our marketing intelligence and other products. Work with many brands, retailers, and agencies across many different categories. And I'm joined by my colleague, Andrew.
Thanks, Prasanna. I'm Andrew Belsky, Senior Director of Client Success at GrowByData. I've been in the digital marketing space for about 15 years. I've led digital marketing strategy for brands like Walmart, Ulta Beauty, and Dick's Sporting Goods. Spent about 10 years at a leading e-commerce software as a service platform where I led managed services group across digital marketing and marketplace advertising. Looking forward to speaking with you all today.
Absolutely.
So at GrowByData, as Jillian mentioned, we have web crawling technology that helps collect data from websites like Amazon, Google, Walmart, and Target, and many others. Within our platform, we aggregate the data, enrich it with thousands of attributes across our core products, search intelligence, marketplace intelligence, product intelligence, and product feeds. We then make that data available across popular business intelligence platforms like Tableau, Power BI, Google Data Studios, and many more. Our mission is to help digital marketers drive game-changing strategies and insights.
Here's some of the clients that we work with, leading brands across apparel, food and beverage, electronics, and so on. And it spans the gamut from very large firms to mid-sized firms. And some of the experience we'll be sharing today comes from our experience with these clients. Now, staying on Google, as we look back at Google for the last 14+ years, we've known that Google's been constantly evolving, right? If you look at 2007, you had the organic search results and then text ads on the top. So 2015 era, all the other Google products started to come to the same search. You start to see news, shopping, and so on. Text ads are still on the right. Now, come 2021, we see a lot more. You see, like, people also ask. I use that all the time myself. You see, like, knowledge panel and a lot more. And to try to portray this crisply, we analyze the variability in SERP over the last few weeks. And if you look, this is interesting, right? So the section on the top is above the fold, and the section below is below. And what you see is like, gee, what's appearing, at the top? You have knowledge panel, that's like jumpy. You have sponsored ads, featured snippet. Then, organic is still here. People also ask, is a SERP component that we've seen really rising, and we believe you should pay attention to. You occasionally see tweets. And what's surprising to me is, many of our customers, and many brands we talk to, they're very focused on SEO and then sometimes on text ads and sponsored ads. Text ads is generally below the fold. And, above the fold, out of the 7 components, you only have like organic, and organic sponsored is here, but you see a lot more. So it's really important that you pay attention to what's happening and all the changes happening. And staying on this, we kind of went in and looked at the overall share of voice in the apparel space, and this for February. And we segmented, right? So you have like the leaders like Amazon and Macy's, and this is graphed as the average position on the page, number of keywords, and then this is really coverage, which is the bigger the bubble, the more you're showing up. and then followed by the contenders, Nordstrom, Kohl's, Target, and so on. And what we noticed is, like, we looked at the difference between the leaders, Amazon and Macy's, and we were noticing that Amazon seems to be doing a much better job on organic than Macy's. And Andrew, as an advertiser, like, what pops out to you as you look at this data?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think what's interesting about this data also is that a lot of the sources that are available today are specific to a channel. So within our holistic data, you're able to see not just advertisers that are, promoting with heavy investment across paid ad formats or organic. This rolls up everything we see and really trying to take this from a shopper's perspective. So when you see a Wikipedia that's considered a contender, you won't see those in other data sources, right? Because it's a lot of knowledge panel impressions, things like that. So yeah, I think, looking at the visibility across all your competitors across all the ad formats really gives you kind of a better breadth of insight into who's showing up and who's visible to shoppers.
Okay, great. And just moving on, we looked at the movers and shakers in February, and we noticed companies like Mango, Vuori Clothing, and Chickme. They have really grown in terms of share of voice. And it's clearly, these guys have, a strategy that they're following. And Andrew, like, why would you care about this? Like these movers and shakers?
Yeah, it's marketing isn't done in a vacuum, right? So I think any agency, account team, or marketer needs to keep a pulse on what advertisers are trending, what they're doing, because they're, a Mango or a Vuori Clothing, they're actively looking at taking clicks. They're working to better merchandise their products, right? So you need to make sure you have a pulse on those folks that are, driving up investment and what they're doing, and making sure that you're always staying, 1-2 steps ahead.
Right, absolutely. And then the next question I asked is, gee, out of the leaders, right, Macy's versus Amazon, if you laser focus on shopping ads, that really, the shopping ad extension dictates clicks. And we started to analyze, like, my first observation is Macy's is doing a much better job than Amazon in terms of using extensions. It has more sale tags, more products with over 100 reviews, more products with over 4 ratings. It's using local inventory ads 25% of the time, using free shipping a lot less. And there's a slide, which shows the importance of this and the price drop. And the first thing that I was asking, as I looked at this is, gee, could Macy's be using more local inventory ads given its national footprint? And, as an advertiser, like, what else pops out at you, Andrew, that's worthy of calling?
Yeah, and I think it's the, what popped out at me when first looking at this data is just the differences between the two, right? So if you look at Macy's, they have more than twice as many sale tags in the SERP, almost twice as many products that have greater than 100 reviews. So although Amazon, is the 800-pound gorilla and has much deeper pockets for investment, the Macy's account team or agency appears to be doing a much better job merchandising their products, and most likely have a much higher click-through rate and quality score as a result.
Yeah, and what was interesting to me is, as I look at the previous slide and this one, I mean, Macy's is doing a better job on shopping, right? Although they could improve on free shipping, but Macy's could be doing better on SEO. And so that was like a clear difference I was noticing as we were mining the data. And this is the next slide, which is we were looking at trends that we notice across all advertisers. And what really is striking is 97% of the ads do not have the local inventory ads. Okay, if you are an e-commerce, then I understand, but even some brick and mortar, we felt there was potential to use this. 67% have no or below 4 ratings. 64% have no reviews at all. And then 62% of ads don't have shipping offers, right? So as a shopper, I tend to look at shipping. I tend to look at pricing. I look at reviews and rankings and whether I'm getting a bargain. And if I don't see that, then my mind starts to wonder. What else pops out, Andrew, as you look at this?
Yeah, I think the discounts are obviously very interesting to look at, but if you're a heavy Google user as I am, you can tell that Google spent a lot of time normalizing the SERP and kind of making everything look normalized, and very similar. So when you look at PLA specifically, there are a few of these levers that can help differentiate your ad, right? The sale tag, the price drop tag, ratings, reviews. Just as a average shopper, your eyes are going to be drawn towards those ads, those 3 ads in the middle that have the tags, that have reviews. I think those significantly stand out compared to the bookend ads, Anthropology and Loft. So better utilizing, digging in, and Google has a ton of information about how to leverage sale annotations and price drop, different ratings and review aggregators to work with to get it, piped into the search results. Any way that you can help your ad differentiate is going to make a meaningful difference from a click-through rate standpoint.
Right, absolutely. And leading retailers and agencies are using insights exactly like this to gain an edge, which is why we felt it's important to call this out and really show where and how often certain extensions are not being used. I mean, the chart really shows. This is the other slide. Quickly want to go through this. So we tracked the labels over time, and what we were noticing is sale tags are used a lot, free shipping, but the most important point is a lot of people are using free shipping, and that's really risen. And so if you're not using free shipping, that may be a reason for challenges in getting clicks. Now, this is another, we'll move on from shopping ads into other rising SERP formats, and people also ask is clearly another one. And as we look at this, we were finding that a lot of questions that were appearing were starting with 48% start with the what, and then many of them, 81% have between 5 and 8 keywords, and you also see different kinds of things pop, like and the way that advertisers have been using this is they've been using this to understand where there is potential in terms of appearing on People Also Ask. And any other additions like you want to make, Andrew, to this?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I think People Also Ask, as has been an ad format that's been on our radar for some time. And the feedback we get from customers is a lot of interest around this because as SEO and organic search has been around forever, right? 20 plus years. And the folks that are there, have a high authority, have spent years optimizing their website and their linking strategy to get to the first page of SEO. And there's an entire, large segment of other marketers that are dying to get to that first page. So when you look at an emerging ad format like People Also Ask, it really provides a great low competitive way to get to that first page, which with much less mature competitors that you get from an organic standpoint. As we've actually used some of these tactics on our own in-house marketing programs as well, and it's working. Clearly creating content that's answering or asking questions on behalf of shoppers, really gets picked up, especially with some prominent above the fold visibility. So definitely an interesting ad format we continue to monitor pretty closely.
And absolutely, and if you have a higher domain ratings than those that are showing up here, and you begin to write content like this, then you may get picked up. So obviously this is a great opportunity that we've seen, especially when the standard organic is getting very competitive. The next one is,
and when you look at those other interesting ad formats, right? We also are seeing a ton of video results, across the Google SERP. We did an analysis looking at around 20,000 keywords and over 1 million auctions, just to have a really robust data set to understand, what SERP video trends we're seeing. So we are seeing, videos on 1 out of every 5 keywords that we search for. We do see it very frequently above the fold. Out of the number of videos that we saw, 99% of videos appear on mobile devices. So if mobile accounts for a meaningful amount of traffic, like I'm sure it does, some data I've looked at shows that it's 70 to 80% of web traffic. If you're looking at new creative ways to get in front of mobile shoppers, having YouTube videos and then using the same similar type optimization tactics on those YouTube videos to help increase the likelihood that they'll show up on a search result is a great way to get another high engagement ad format in front of potential shoppers. One area we really looked deeply into were around the video titles. What we identified were definitely some trends and themes within the data that I think you could look at and you could take action on pretty quickly. What we noticed is that there are a lot of titles for YouTube videos that make the SERP that have numbers in them. So a specific number of hacks, like that second video there is 27 beauty and makeup hacks for girls. We see a lot of top 5 lists, a lot of top 10 lists. That ends up getting picked up pretty regularly from a SERP standpoint. Value add comments as well. So in the first one, it's extra glam makeup tutorial. We see things that are on exclusive or tips or secrets, things like that create some exclusivity, within the video is also important. Years are big. We saw a lot of 2020 reviews, 2021 reviews, fresh for 2021. But all of those, are shown quite frequently in SERP YouTube videos.
Okay. And this is clearly a very, especially after COVID, videos is a much rising format. And we were even noticing that in certain categories like electronics, videos are appearing even more. And specifically do-it-yourself videos are very popular. So I feel like gaining understanding about what SERP formats are popular by category, and then laser focusing on each SERP component and understanding what's trending there really is very valuable to our customers. So now, so to summarize, we want to present there's three takeaways here. One, it's imperative to track the emerging ad formats as they may be a faster gateway to the first page. The second is you don't want to just track what's emerging. You want to understand your appearance on the search formats. So this means, you may be investing a lot on text ads or shopping ads, but how is the shopper perceiving your ad versus competition, right? As we showed in the slide of Macy's of the different SERP components. That's important. Or like on text ads, if your competition is adding discounts on the title and you are not, and they're on the top, they might get the click, right? So it's really tracking what's emerging and how your appearance looks. The second is using this, we think you want to be identifying tactics on emerging ad formats to fuel your strategy. So we noted tweets and videos recently, and people also asked trending, but Google's changing all the time. So this data, getting this one time doesn't suffice. You will have to kind of stay up to date. And as Andrew said, you want to then laser focus and build content around. People also ask, and the other thing we want to also say is, if you're appearing on a certain keyword, and you have competition that's also showing up there or other sites, building depth, which is like you might be appearing on text and organic, but building depth and appearing on other formats like videos, and people also ask, really increases your share of voice. And so the shopper doesn't get distracted. That's also very important. And then finally, I mean, we think you don't want to have like an SEO or SEM or these two strategies operating in isolation. These have to kind of work together and add in these newer components that are coming up all the time to really drive incremental traffic and sales growth. Anything you want to add in, Andrew, on this?
Nope. Yeah, I'd piggybacking on that. It's about looking at the SERP holistically, to your point, and making sure that you're not, it's very easy as a marketer, to have blinders and focus on optimizing one channel, but really, there's so many more benefits in taking a step back, looking at the SERP, as a shopper would, and finding out ways that you can increase visibility across those ad formats, and look at things, holistically, I think is the biggest gateway. And then, to the first point here around, using these ad formats as a gateway to first page, as you all know, SEM and SEO are highly competitive, as I mentioned before. So you need to look at, exhaust all available options to get on the first page. And we think a great way to do that is to track and then optimize through these different ad formats.
Thank you so much. Now we'll open it up for questions. We try to hold this as a discussion between Andrew and I hope you found this valuable, but look forward to answering any questions you guys have.
It looks like we did have a few questions that kind of came in throughout the presentation. So I will just get it started with the first question, which was, do you have data for other categories besides apparel?
Yep, I can answer that. Yeah, so we absolutely do. The way that we typically work with each of our customers is to define a list of strategic keywords that are important to them, and then leveraging our technology to then read the SERP, whether it's Google, Amazon, Walmart, and Target, bring that into our platform and make it available through BI tools. So really, we're category agnostic. We have customers, to Prasanna's point, that span, a number of different e-commerce verticals, like apparel, obviously, electronics, home and garden, health and beauty. So yeah, absolutely, we have support for other categories.
Right. And then, we are also mining the data ourselves and uncovering patterns for electronics, or home and garden, or tools, and so on. So absolutely. And then, the other thing would be to add to this, you may want to be looking at trends for mobile versus desktop by different geographies, different times of the day. So it's like you're analyzing this data in many different ways to really identify pockets of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And just so everyone knows too, on the bottom of the screen is the Q&A section, just in case you want to add any questions to the ones we have. Next question is, do you support Bing and any other search engines?
So I can take that. We have heavily specialized in Google, but customers are beginning to ask us about Bing. It is on our roadmap, and we should be rolling that out over the next, in the next quarter or two.
Okay, awesome. And next one is, do you provide the same visibility on Amazon and Walmart?
Yep, I can take that. Yeah, absolutely. We provide the same level of visibility into the search results. We also, on the marketplace side of things, we do go one level deeper, and we also pull all relevant data points from product pages as well, including titles, descriptions, bullet points, shipping, things like that. So yeah, we absolutely have tracking on Amazon, Walmart, and Target SERP. And then we also provide product details as well.
Awesome. And then it looks like just one more just come in before we kind of wrap up and talk about the kind of gift for joining our webinar. So final question is, I have marketing intelligence data from my SEO tools and Google reports. How are you different?
Yep.
I can
I can say that also. Yep. So good question. I think a lot of our customers will use us in addition to some of the other tools that are available there. So I don't think it's kind of an either or. I think it can be an and. I think we add some interesting value is around the near real-time capabilities where we are getting intraday SERP visibility, so we can track even the smallest of changes in near real time. We also provide geo capabilities down to the zip level, so if you're interested to understand what customers or shoppers in Dallas, Texas are seeing versus Topeka, Kansas, we can get down to the zip level. And then also other providers tend to focus specifically on a Google organic or Google paid or marketplaces. We're really trying to be unify all of those different data sources into one platform. So we not only provide data for Google, also Amazon, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and many others.
Awesome. Thank you, Prasanna and Andrew. At this time, I don't see any other questions, so we'll just move on to the last part. So for attending today, we're offering these complimentary insights. So if you provide us with some keywords, we will give you these insights complimentary. And we just want to thank you all very much for joining us this afternoon. And again, we will be in touch if you are interested in these complimentary insights. And thanks again, Prasanna and Andrew, if you want to say anything else.
Thanks so much for attending our webinar. We hope you found it valuable, and please share your keywords and we will bring to life the trends we are seeing for your business. But thanks so much.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great afternoon.